Karen. Hope you're doing well. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and share with you a couple of exercises and stretches that I would recommend that you tap into prior to your workouts and after. If in the event that you only have time to do them before or after, I would opt for before, okay? And I just don't have this perfectly set up, and I'm just in my kitchen, but I'm going to show you what I would recommend. As far as doing any type of exercise, you want to make sure that your shoulders are back so they're loosened up, okay? And you want to make sure that you're not kinked up, especially if you are getting up first thing in the morning. Just make sure that your shoulders and your back is ready to go. If you're waiting till the end of the day to work out, I mean, especially if you've been working, you can tend to be hunched over, all right? So you want to lift up, you want to be engaging in the core area, okay? And you want to have your shoulders back. So just go ahead and roll your shoulders and go ahead and circle your arms just to get your body in that motion of being able to move. All right, so that's the first thing that I would definitely recommend. And then after that, you really want to focus on your breath. So if you are just waking up at first thing in the morning, you haven't been thinking about that because you've been sleeping, right? And if you have just been working, if you've been working throughout the course of your day and you're coming home to work out, most likely your breath isn't where it's supposed to be. So you just want to go ahead and breathe through your nose and exhale through your mouth, getting the airflow and getting that blood circulating in your body, okay? What you're wanting to do is just prime your system to get it ready to go, all right? And then, like I mentioned to you before, we don't want you to get injured, so you want to make sure you're just loosening up your body. It's going to start here, okay? You would get tension here for the event that you're doing any type of lifting and or have any type of lower back pain. You have to make sure that you are engaging in your abdominal and your lower back and your glutes. So whenever you are doing your workout, you are using this foundation. It all stems here for all of your movements. So before you work out, again, stretch out your shoulders. Go ahead and stretch out your arm. Focus on the breathing. In through the nostrils, exhale through the mouth. These are all simple things, but it's easy things for you to do. You can do them as you're brushing your teeth and getting yourself ready in the morning. It doesn't have to be a 10 additional minutes. It's just those common sense things that might not be so common to you yet that will help you stay at your prime. So again, you went ahead and you stretched out and got your shoulders and your arms ready. You thought about the breathing, and you thought about the core. A lot of people, women especially, we forget how to engage, all right? And if in the event that you are not engaging in your abdominal area, you're not even thinking about it. And if you're not thinking about it, you're most likely hunched a little bit and you're not engaged. Your glutes, you can touch them and they will just move. Versus if you are engaged in this area, your shoulders are naturally back. You are naturally tensed here and your glutes are squeezed. I know that might seem weird at first, but that is the truth. That's what you're gonna do. So if you are engaged, you feel strong. And if you're engaged when you're doing movements, you are going to be working from this strong foundation, and that is going to lead you to be able to handle the exercises at the capacity that you should and will be able to do once you continue to learn how to focus in the core area. The core is something that I will continue to stress upon and give you tips and tricks to make sure that you're engaged properly as the challenge goes on. Hi, Kellen. Hi, Kellen.
Hello.
Hi, sweetie. I'm just going to touch upon that right now. Just be aware of engagement right here, okay? All right, so you did your arm exercises, you did your breathing. The other thing that I'm going to ask that you do, just do half of a packet, okay? All right, first get out your shaker cup.
I love Shakeology.
Yeah, so, yes. He is the reason why I have to order much more Shakeology than I would like because he really, really likes it, right? Yes, so. Anyway, then I'm the real deal. But anyway, So I've got growing kids in the house, and I would much prefer them love the taste of Shakeology versus tapping into something else. That doesn't mean that we don't tap into other good foods, you know, the ones that aren't so good for you, but we try to keep it in moderation, okay? You can get some ice, yep, go ahead. All right, so from there, what I would like for you to do, once your core area is engaged, I want you, and I'm gonna step back so you can hear this, just get a little bit, are you almost done? Yeah. All right, so the next thing I'm going to ask for you to do are some squats, all right? You're just gonna do some basic squats, and your feet are going to be hip width apart. When you go down, your arms are gonna come forward, okay? Now, if you're not engaging, you're not gonna do the squat properly, but I'm not even so concerned about that right now. All I want, and all I'm gonna ask, is that your knees don't extend over your toes. You do not want your knees to overextend, okay? So when you go down, just go ahead. You're getting your body primed. Why? It's because you're squeezing your glutes, you're squeezing your abdominal, and that helps open up your hip flexor so you don't have tight hip flexors, which will ultimately lead to you doing your program and your exercises in a way that you're supposed to, so you're less prone to injury and you're getting more effective results, okay? So you did your arm circles, you did your shoulder rolls, you did your breathing, you did your squats, okay? And then the last thing I'm just gonna ask that you do before you start your workout is what I call a couch stretch. So I'm not in my living room. Where did I put that stool? I'm not in my living room. So I'm just gonna use my stool as an example of what I would ask that you would do for a couch stretch, okay? So I'm gonna do it forward and then I'm gonna do it sideways. What a couch stretch is you are down on your knee, all right? And you are pointing your toe, not flexing, and you are having it almost at a 90-degree angle, and you are squeezing and engaging your middle area, your core region, okay? So it's squared front. You are squeezing your glutes, all right? This is going to really help with your hip, core, knee area. Where a lot of people end up having some type of pain, it is in the knees and it is in the hips and lower back area. And that is all because of the fact that we are not strong in those areas. And that is where you need to really engage and improve upon this region so you are less prone to knee and hip injury, okay? So you're gonna want to do that for, I would say, 45 to 60 seconds if in the event that you're able to. I'm going to take it from the side angle then, just so you can see it, hopefully. You're so funny, Helen. All right, so he likes the vanilla. I am not a vanilla fan at all. But from the side view, this is what it's going to look like. So again, see how my knee is down. So again, you can do it on a carpet area. See how my toes are pointed? And you're going to want to push back into it. All right, you're gonna wanna push back into it. Right now this isn't as comfortable as it normally is because I am usually at a couch, but I'm squeezed and engaged in this area and I'm squared ahead. And in doing that, I'm opening up this area, I'm engaged, and so not only am I opening it up, it is essentially a stretch for the hips, I'm engaging and strengthening the core region too. Okay, so this is something very easily for you to do if you are watching TV. This is a great stretch for you to do in the evening too. You can't do enough of that stretch. That stretch is awesome. I would recommend doing that several times a day. If you are able to, you will really start to notice this area, your hips. I mean, your hips are such a key component and you want to make sure, especially when you're doing cardio, that these hip flexors are not so tight. And we tend to have very tight hip flexors. So that is just a very basic overview of how I would incorporate mobility, stretch, breathing prior to your working out. If you can give that 5 minutes prior to and 5 minutes after, that'd be awesome. In the real world, that might not happen. and I completely understand that, but I'm just trying to give you a foundation as to what I would recommend. So I hope you find that helpful. Have a great night, and any questions, post below. Talk to you soon.